Kenny Chesney with Young here on K-101.3 FM. And from Kenny Chesney, speaking about Young, to a young up-and-coming country artist with Caleb Lathrop. We have him live inside the studio right now here on The Lunchbox. Again, this whole interview portion is going to be brought to you by Whitney Lewis with State Farm Insurance. When you're wanting to, again, get that renter's insurance or life insurance, whatever insurance you need, again, that's Whitney Lewis with State Farm Insurance. Call her today. So now that we do that, let's give it over to Caleb Lathrop. He's got the floor. Here is Time Will Tell, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, this is an unreleased song. Wrote this actually 2 weeks ago. Were the last 6 months a waste? Were you trying on my last name for fun? Did your feelings really fade? Did you mean it when you called it love? Because your heart's out the door and mine's on the floor, and your car ain't the only thing running. Baby, was it all for nothing? All for nothing. Time will tell if your taillights turn to high beams lighting up my porch. It'll tell if you find somebody new or leave you missing what you had before. Yeah, it might twist the knife, but it ain't like you and I, 'cause it don't ever lie. Show you goodbye, says you're leaving. The time will tell me you mean it. Yeah. Might take a week, hell it could take a year, and there's a chance that you're never coming back around. Is it goodbye for good or just goodbye for now? Well, I guess we're gonna find out. Time will tell if your taillights turn to high beams lighting up my porch. It'll tell if you find somebody new or leave you missing what you had before. Yeah, it might twist the knife, but it ain't like you and I, 'cause it don't ever lie. Show you goodbye, says you're leaving. The time will tell me you mean it. Yeah, the time will tell me you mean it. Time will tell me you mean it if you never come back again. And maybe someday I'll believe it, but I ain't letting go just yet. Time will tell if your taillights turn to high beams lighting up my porch. It'll tell if you find somebody new or leave you missing what you had before. Yeah, it might twist the knife, but it ain't like you and I, 'cause it don't ever lie. Show you goodbye, says you're leaving. Time will tell me you mean it. Yeah, time will tell me you mean it.
Caleb Lathrop, ladies and gentlemen, with Time Will Tell here on K-101.3 FM live in the studio. Caleb, you said you wrote that 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Man, and I say, and you are a Nashville-based country singer-songwriter, and I can tell just by that song alone, yeah, you're all good there, as we have, a descriptive type of songwriting there. It really puts you in the story that you're trying to tell there. Just tell us a little bit about your background and how you kind of got into country music and what made you want this to be what you want to do with your life here.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it was music kind of happened by accident. I was playing college baseball. I thought baseball was going to be my out. I thought some sport was. I played baseball, basketball, football growing up. I moved to Clackamas, Oregon when I got out of high school, played community college baseball, and that summer I went through a heartbreak from high school, and then was driving haul truck, working construction, and then I wrote a little poem song without any chords and went back home and put some just basic chords to it because my great-grandfather taught me how to play guitar since I was little, but I never really took it seriously.
Right.
Just knew like the basic chords and whatnot, but then put some chords to it, and I was at Guitar Center and was trying to show my baseball buddies, and I was like, hey, check this out. And, and they were just listening. And then some guy outside of the acoustic room came in there and was like, hey, can I
can I video that? And I'm like, sure. And he videoed it, posted it on Facebook. It had like, I don't know, 10,000 shares or something. And then people are commenting like, I didn't know you could sing. I'm like, I didn't know I could sing. And and then I was like, well, that's cool. So where can I do music and baseball? And I was like, let's go to Nashville. And kind of looked and found Cumberland University and got blessed by the good Lord that I got a scholarship and didn't have to pay for school and at both places. And then came down here and pitched a year and partially tore my UCL. And then my baseball coach knew that I did music and was like, well, hey, let me just help you out and let me introduce you to somebody. So he introduced me to Ben Hayslip, part of the Peach Pickers, one of the greatest songwriters in Nashville right now. And and I don't know, I just think the Lord has a plan. As we were talking earlier, the Lord has a plan for everything. And I think that he really, I don't know, there's something that's going on in my life that's just completely changed, and I've just completely given up everything to the Lord. So I'm just trusting in him, and I know that that's the only reason that I'm here doing this right now.
Yeah, I believe everything happens for a reason. When I was reading your bio there, and I told you before we went on the air, I mean, your story when you got into music, my story, because I had a speech impediment. I had a serious lisp growing up.
I did too.
And I never thought I could ever do something like this on the radio. And so I just thought it was neat. Again, got into baseball, kind of had a little bit of a shoulder injury, prevented me from playing my first year. And then in that first year, got into radio. And then look at me now, 11 years later, this is what I'm doing. But you have found your calling, sir. You are fantastic. I'm excited for people to get to know more about you. And we're going to learn a little bit more about you here on K-101.3 FM right now. When you're starting to do your songwriting, and of course, you mentioned you started with a poem, then you put chords to it, and then you have songs like Picture This, and that goes into the top 45 on the Music Road chart. And then you see a little bit later on over 1 million listeners on all streaming platforms. When you start to see people relate to your music, and then it's more than just inside maybe your room writing these things and putting chords to it, when it gets out into the world and the world receives this very well, how's that feeling like to you?
Oh man, I mean, it's a complete blessing, and I try not to like really think about it, because one, it ain't from me. It's not any of my glory; it's God's glory.
Right.
But, I mean, it is an absolute blessing, and I love songwriting so much, and I love playing music so much that's like, I love being able to do something to where people can relate and it helps them. I mean, if anything that I do can help one person, then I'm succeeded. I don't care if it's for 10 million people or one person. If one person gets helped from it, that's all that matters. Like I see comments on like social media stuff throughout the week, and it's just like somebody's like, man, that really helped me. And it's like those little things are the things that it's just like, man, that is exactly right there why I do it. Not for any of the fame, not for the fortune, not for any of that, just to help people. Because I feel like this world in today's age really needs people to just love. Love is the key.
Mm-hmm. But man, you seem like such a humble dude, and I know that's what that's just something that I love hearing from you right there, because I know a lot of people, once they start getting into the fame and the fortune and stuff, they kind of fall from who they are. But man, I think you got your head on a swivel here to be able to just keep aware of keep the main thing. And, you know, I'm talking a little bit more about your music. Again, you had your debut album, Bittersweet, came out in 2023. And then you've been able to not only take this from recording studios, but also out to live events. So tell us a little bit about what's been going on out on the road here for the past year or two.
Yeah, I mean, I've got to play a couple festivals. I've got to play a charity event for my buddy, my baseball coach's son back home. That was such an absolute blessing. I've opened at a couple festivals for Jackson Dean, Phil Vassar, Uncle Cracker, Hunter Hayes, and those have all been just unbelievable. They were great opportunities, great events, great shows, and they were in Oregon, which is a cool part. So it was like people were coming out, and that was fun. People were singing, and I mean, it's just been great. I'm trying to get on the road with somebody. That's my goal for this next year, is to get on tour with somebody and to just keep trying to spread good music and the gospel.
Yeah, and one of your goals, you mentioned, again, wanting to go on tour with somebody, but also wanting to get inside that circle over at the Grand Ole Opry in the Ryman Theater. I got to go to Nashville for the first time. No, it was last year. The first time I got to go over to Nashville. I've always wanted to go, and I was blown away by the history of the Grand Ole Opry, even though, and then also the Ryman Theater. Just tell us about that goal and what sticks out to you about that opportunity that is in your headlights.
Yeah, I think it's any artist's dream that's in country music to be able to step into that stage because of the greats that have played there before, just everything about the Opry and the Ryman, and it's just when you walk in there, I mean, you know what I'm talking about. It's like it's this thing that you're just like, wow.
It's like ghosts that you can almost kind of feel when you walk inside.
It's crazy. It's a unreal feeling, and I'm beyond blessed that both times that I ever went to the Ryman and the Grand Ole Opry, the very first time that I ever went to either one of them, I was backstage with Daly and Vincent, part of an old bluegrass band, and
regulars over there.
Yes,
yeah,
unbelievable, and members. And we were walking out there, and I met Jeannie Seeley, and she was out there with him, and we were walking around before the curtains got drawn up at the Opry, and she's like, "Go ahead, step in it." And I'm like, I'm not going to do that yet. I want to wait until I have the opportunity to actually step into it because I feel like it's undeserved. And I have that in my mind where it's like I'm really hard at getting told no, and I think that comes from sports, but also just Anyway, but I really think that there is going to be an opportunity where I can do that. So I told myself that I'm not stepping in that circle until the day I sing in it.
Well, sir, I think that is on the way. I'm ready to hear more from you, and I've been able to do a little bit of research on you for the last now week, getting up to this interview.
Thank you for that.
I'm excited about it because we've got to interview some people that have obviously played the Grand Ole Opry. We have Chancey Williams, who's up on our wall over here. Caitlin Butts, who is starting to really we got to interview her, and also Tanner Usry. So some of these people that have been able to play at the Grand Ole Opry, I've been able to talk to them before they did it, and then to be able to see them send back stuff to us after they did it. It's really cool, and I cannot wait to get a poster of yours up on this wall after you play the Grand Ole Opry.
Yes.
It's going to happen. I believe it. So as you are, again, embarking on this journey, doing it for the Lord, again, all praise to him here, and you're getting out with new music now, what has the songwriting process been like for you this last year or so, getting ready for new music to be able to take it to new venues?
Yeah, I think this last year has been such a pivotal point in my life for a lot of reasons. One, faith. Two, songwriting. And three, my birthday is on Tuesday, so I'm about to turn 26. And
happy early birthday.
Thank you so much. I don't know. I mean, I'm pretty sure they said something about when you're 25, the male brain's done growing or whatever, and I feel it.
I'm 29, and it has not happened yet. So I'm still waiting for that part to come in.
Well, I don't know. I just feel like this year has just been such a pivotal year in so many different ways. But I think the songwriting aspect of it is I've had a lot of things to write about. I've had a lot of inspiration. I feel like my songwriting has been getting better and better every month, honestly, but I've been getting into rooms with people that I can't believe that I'm getting into. I'm getting opportunities that I can't believe that I'm getting opportunities for, and it's been such a blessing, and I'm just excited to see where 2026 takes us. I got roughly 22 songs that I'd love to put on an album. I don't have the money yet for it, but cost pretty penny for that, but I would love to get something working on that and then do a rollout system to where there's like 4 or 5 singles out of it and then put the album out, but I don't know how that's going to go yet. Trusting the Lord for that. And so that's the plan as of right now. But songwriting of it, it's been great. Like I said, just been getting in rooms with people that I am beyond blessed to be with.
Again, as I mentioned, one thing I love when people come to talk to us here on K101, for them to be able to reach back out to us. I know Randy Cobb was our last country artist, and he's down to the top 3 of one of his latest songs. So it's going to happen. Like I said, I have full faith in it. And
well, the heck with the sign. Why don't you just come out and come to it?
Hey, just let me know. Honestly, shoot me a text or something.
I'm going to tell the radio team when I do it. I'm going to tell the radio team, I'm like, send every radio station. I want you to invite them all.
Absolutely, because I would love to be able to be there. But we're going to talk about Perfume on My Jersey. That's going to be being played, your recorded version of that's going to be played a little bit later on here in this hour. But we're going to have one more live song about, well, I don't know if it's about Oklahoma, but it's pretty cool that it's going to be when you are entered here into the Sooner State to be able to play for us today. So tell us a little bit about the song, then I'll give you the floor.
Yeah, this is a song I wrote with a couple buddies, Kyle Cruz and I forget if it's Ian UNESCO. I don't know how to say his name. It's anyway. Forgive me if you're listening to this. But yeah, I wrote this about somebody I met in Oklahoma, and I think you'll kind of get the gist of it. But yeah, it's called Oklahoma Sooner. I hope y'all like it.
I was a train wreck, stuck in the smoke, looking for something with nowhere to go. And I thought it was over, but it wasn't over. Thought no one was listening and nobody cared. Then God sent an angel and he answered my prayers. And I couldn't believe it, but now I believe it. I swear I'm feeling things I've never felt, loving somebody else more than myself. And what I talked to God and Mama about, knowing what I know now, instead of wasting those years I'd have already left. Pointed them wheels, I-40 west. If I knew this road I was running could have led right to her, then I would have been in Oklahoma sooner. She's wild like a Mustang, as free as a wind, took my heart like a twister. Yes, she pulled me in, and I ain't complaining, no. No, I ain't complaining. Oh, her love's like a river, steady and strong, beautiful as September, when the leaves start to fall, and that's what I'm doing. Yeah, who would've knew it? 'Cause I swear I'm feeling things I've never felt, loving somebody else more than myself. And what I talked to God and Mama about, knowing what I know now, instead of wasting those years I'd have already left. Pointed them wheels, I-40 west. If I knew this road I was running could have led right to her, then I would have been in Oklahoma sooner. In Oklahoma sooner. Thought no one was listening and nobody cared. Then God sent an angel and he answered my prayers. I swear I'm feeling things I've never felt, loving somebody else more than myself. And what I talked to God and Mama about, knowing what I know now, instead of wasting those years I'd have already left. Pointed them wheels, I-40 west. If I knew this road I was running could have led right to her, then I would have been in Oklahoma. Yeah, I would have been in Oklahoma sooner. In Oklahoma sooner.
Caleb Lathrop live here on K-101.3 FM with Oklahoma Sooner. I think that's going to be a well-received song here in Oklahoma from our fans. Now, I was going to mention this earlier. A lot of people that come on here and they get to listen to artists live like this, they usually request a bunch of songs from these artists. I mean, like I said, Randy,
I love that. Request everything you can, please.
Yes, Randy Cobb has been, like I said, he was the last one to come in, and he's had his song requested 4 or 5 or 6 times since he came on like a month ago. They're going to be asking for that one.
That's not out yet.
I know, but I'm just saying they're going to probably say, "Hey, can you clip that live version and just hear that?" I can promise you that's going to be coming up here pretty soon. But we do have a recorded song of "Perfume on My Jersey." That's the latest one from you. So tell us about how this song came to be as we get ready to hear that here in just a moment.
Yeah. So this song, I came in with my good buddy Willie Shaw, and I was like, "Man, let's write something. Let's write." I was just feeling nostalgic that day. I mean, I feel like I'm nostalgic all the time, but
Me too.
Yeah. I was like, man, high school was the time of your life when it just felt like nothing mattered. You didn't have to worry about bills. You didn't have to worry about. You only worried about what you were eating that night and who you were dating.
Yep, that's it.
And what sport was going on.
Right.
And it was like, and maybe a little bit of homework, but no one really cared about that. But it was just easy times and right before you like got like fully grown, and I was like, how do we get the nostalgic feeling of that, and what can it be about? And I had this title written down, "Perfume on My Jersey." Again, I'm an athlete, so I was like, well, when I think of like high school, I think either high school football, basketball, or baseball, and I was like, well, football is definitely the thing that I really remember most for like perfume on my jersey. So I was like, well, and I'm sure every high school probably does this. I don't know if it's just us, but I'm sure everyone does. Like your girlfriend that you would have or whatever would wear the opposite jersey that you would wear that week for the game, like the day before. And it'd be like you were home, they'd wear the away jersey, and then you'd get it back and it'd smell like her, and you're like, ah.
Yeah.
And then it'd be like a couple weeks later, you see somebody else wearing the jersey, and you're like, ooh, what's going on there?
Yeah, ooh, yeah, or the Letterman jacket.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. So anyway, that's kind of how we got the idea of that, and then we just like tried to really draw into the nostalgic feeling of it's like the sweet smell of fresh cut grass, the like all the little things, and like we were numbers on the wall. We were running through the hall. Now we're just banners on the wall. Time of your life, and it's gone in a hurry.
I think it's crazy that you're again interviewing with us today. It's McAlester High School's homecoming this week.
Oh, tonight, perfect. I love that.
Tonight is the parade. Tomorrow's the homecoming game.
Okay, so if I can say anything to any high schooler that's listening right now, if you're listening and you're a high schooler, take this from me, and I mean this with all sincerity. I know you've probably heard this 1,000 times. Life goes fast and and you enjoy it. You're gonna miss it when it's gone. You may not miss it right now, because I promise I didn't really miss it that much when I was in high school. But I swear on everything, you are going to miss the stupidest things about it. Like
absolutely
the homework, the times you don't have of being free to go hang out with a friend. It's like, hey, at least you're like doing something and not working, and you're not doing this. You don't have bills to pay. Maybe, I don't know, maybe you do. But like all these little things, cherish them, take them in, and don't ever lose them, because those are going to be some of your favorite memories looking on for the next 70 years. I promise, and I mean that.
That's a great parting wisdom here. We're about to have to wrap things up here. Caleb, it's been a fantastic time. Again, I never pick favorites when people come in here to interview, but it's been one of my favorite interviews I've had since I've started here back in 2017.
Oh, you're too kind.
No, I mean it, though. I absolutely mean it. And like I said, when you do get that call for the Grand Ole Opry, I need to be getting an email or a phone call or something,
yes.
And I'll make my way over to Nashville. And
it was my absolute pleasure to be in here. Thank you so much for inviting me.
All right, and if anyone wants to hear more from Caleb Lathrop, where can they go to?
Oh, yeah. They can. My Instagram and TikTok are both the same. It should be Caleb Lathrop Music, CalebLathrop Music. And then my Facebook and YouTube should just be Caleb Lathrop. And then you can stream any of my songs. I think I have like 15, 17, something like that out there on any streaming platform you want. YouTube, Apple Music, Spotify, Pandora. I mean, you name it.
Yeah, and so make sure you go check him out, and we're going to hear his new song, Perfume on My Jersey, we just spoke about, coming up after a quick word from the person that brought you this segment. Again, that is usually why Today Doesn't Suck, and the reason why Today Doesn't Suck, we had the pleasure of seeing Caleb Lathrop here in the K-101 studio today. That is Whitney Lewis State Farm Insurance. Call Whitney Lewis State Farm Insurance today for your auto, home, life, and renter's insurance needs. We'll hear from her and then get to Perfume on My Jersey. Once again, Caleb, thank you so much, and safe travels.
Thank you so much. God bless, brother.